So what was it like making the iCarly web show?
It was fun. We did a lot of wacky stuff. I got to go to Japan, I met the First Lady, we got kidnapped a couple of times.
Kidnapped? By who?
Some psycho chick, Nora. She kidnapped Carly, me, Freddie.
Why?
She was lonely, liked our web show, wanted to force us to hang out with her. Whole thing was weird.
Well, where's Nora now?
Well, she's locked up in prison, somewhere near Seattle.
Well, we were gonna have to start talking about this stuff eventually. It's an interesting time to be talking about the works of Dan Schneider. For decades, Schneider was Nickelodeon's largest creative figure, responsible for many of its popular live-action comedies like The Amanda Show, Zoe 101, Drake and Josh, iCarly, Victorious, and Henry Danger. Then followed by a number of speculative allegations and accounts of toxic work environments, followed by Schneider getting dumped by Nickelodeon, and then followed by the Quiet on Set documentary, revealing a lot of real horrible details of workplace harassment and child abuse, but was also so sensationalized that Schneider is suing them for defamation, and I think he might actually be able to win. That's how sloppy the documentary is. I'm walking into a swamp, and I cannot imagine my comment section being all that pleasant. But commissions have been made, so it's time to start talking about the Schneiderverse. And what a point to jump in, with a spin-off of 2 larger Schneider shows and an episode that continues threads from a whole other television program.
Okay, Kat, here's the deal. That's the super crazy girl, Nora, who used to be obsessed with me and my friends on iCarly. And her best friend is a chicken.
Give me some beef. Poultry.
Then there's this other weirdo, Neville. He was also obsessed with iCarly and he tried to ruin our lives like a ton of times.
You'll ruin this day, right?
Yikes.
And now, my old friend Gibby, who is a total nub,
Hilarious.
he gave Nora our home address. And now she might be on her way here.
Danger, danger.
So now we need help from the only person who's psycho enough to out-psycho Nora the Psycho.
Sicko.
Psycho, do you get it?
Yeah. No, dizzy.
Why are you
Don't miss Super Psycho, the supersized Sam and Cat special. Premieres Saturday, March 29th at 7. Followed by an all-new SpongeBob and the Kids' Choice Awards at 8.
Hashtag Super Psycho is the 30th episode of Sam and Cat's single season. It was co-written by series creator Dan Schneider and longtime producing partner Warren Bell, and directed by Schneider-era regular Steve Hoffer. Originally airing on March 29, 2014, oh my god, that was 10 years ago, Nickelodeon treated hashtag Super Psycho as a pretty big deal, making it one of the lead-in shows to that year's Kids' Choice Awards, along with a new episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. And it is a pretty big deal if you've been a long-time iCarly fan. Meet Nora, played by Danielle Morrow. Nora is a fan obsessed with the iCarly web show, to the point that she kidnapped the cast not once, but twice, in the iCarly Season 3 two-parter I, Psycho, and the Season 5 two-parter I, Still Psycho. Nora is now spending her days in prison, revenge still festering in her soul, so when the opportunity for escape arises, she takes it.
Sorry, Mrs. Guard, but I can't return to my cell today. I have revenge to seek, and seek it I will.
However, iCarly is over. The kids have split up. Carly is traveling abroad. This is Sam and Cat now, with iCarly's bad girl Sam Puckett living in a house with Victorious's ditzy ray of sunshine Cat Valentine, the two of them running a babysitting service. Nora tracks Sam down with the help of Gibby, played by Noah Monk, a longtime friend of the iCarly crew who once had a knockout brawl with Nora to save them. So naturally, Gibby gives up Sam's location immediately.
Yeah, I can text you her home address if you want.
Yes, I would like that very much.
No prob.
Later, Gibby.
Hey, good luck. What am I? Garbage? Come on, get in there. Tickle my knuckles. Yeah.
Nora kidnaps Sam and Cat's friend Dice to lure them into a trap. So far, so normal. But about halfway through the episode, things make a hard pivot into a Silence of the Lambs parody. Sam and Cat go to a creepy mental institution to meet an imprisoned Neville, played by Reed Alexander, Another reoccurring iCarly villain, a toxic internet critic with an unhealthy attraction to Carly. He's the kind of guy who would complain that Princess Peach in the Mario movie is a girl boss because she's wearing pants. Neville will be our Hannibal Lecter this evening, going over the clues Nora left behind and giving the two girls a lead on how to save Dice.
The boy does have amazing hair.
We know.
We just need to find him.
Then we must look at the clues.
We don't have any clues.
Wrong, sir.
I'm on the record for not being terribly keen on these kind of parodies that sit outside the frame of reference to a show's target demographic. They can be fun in spite of the parody, but the parody itself usually comes out of indulgence from the show creators. Now, I am pushing 40, maybe I don't know what's still in the zeitgeist, but was Silence of the Lambs still a cultural touchstone for kids too young to remember 9/11? If an iCarly fangirl knows a Hannibal Lecter, it's probably Mads Mikkelsen, not Anthony Hopkins. But the back half of the episode goes hard on the Silence of the Lambs stuff, resulting in gags like Dice getting the hose again.
Ugh, that tears it! Ugh! You know you're just wasting hoses.
Don't worry, they didn't carry over any of Silence of the Lambs' gross transphobia, but having the movie's creepy dungeon psych ward is still playing to the film's exploitations of mental illness. The wildest reference in all of this would be the casting of Dr. Slarm, the head of the mental institution. He's played by Anthony Held, who played the same type of character, Dr. Frederick Chilton, in the original 1991 film.
Do not touch the glass. Do not approach the glass. You pass him nothing but soft paper. No pencils or pens. No staples or paper clips in his paper. Use the sliding fruit carrier, no exceptions. If he attempts to pass you anything, do not accept it. Do you understand me?
Girls, don't touch the glass.
Why not?
I just cleaned it.
Yeah, no 11-year-old is going to pick up on that. Heck, I didn't pick up on it until I checked the credits. Now, is this stuff bad? No, not really, but it's of no benefit to anyone but the smallest sliver of the show's theoretical audience. But then again, couldn't you say that about the episode as a whole? It is essentially a mini iCarly reunion, and not even for the main characters, but for the secondary characters. There is a small but real chance that a viewer might be a Victorious fan who never cared about iCarly, that they're watching this because they love Ariana Grande and have never given the iCarly side of things the time of day. There's a small but real chance they wouldn't have any idea who Nora, Neville, and Gibby even are, and are just as lost with their inclusion as they are with the Silence of the Lambs references. But no, these things aren't quite the same. As defined by French literary critic Gerard Genet, I would argue that these elements exist as two different subsets of trans-textuality, the relationship a text has with another text. The elements that act as a continuation of iCarly would be considered hypertext, which Wikipedia defines as a text which alludes to, derives from, or relates to an earlier work or hypotext. #SuperPsycho is the hypertext to the episodes I Psycho and I Still Psycho's hypotext. It doesn't matter that this continuation is in a separate television show. The onus of following the story from one show to the next is that of the viewers. You can watch The Empire Strikes Back without having watched Star Wars if you'd like, but it's on you if you're confused as to why certain story beats happen the way they do. Now, technically, spoofs also fall into the realm of hypertextuality, but I think the references to Silence of the Lambs falls closer to that of intertextuality, where one work is lifted and placed into another work through quotation, allusion, or plagiarism. Because, well, is this even a parody, really? What does it have to say about Silence of the Lambs? What joke is it making of it? I don't think it is. I think it's merely copying and pasting iconography from the film without much thought or commentary. It's not, if you haven't watched Silence of the Lambs, you probably aren't going to get this joke. It's, the existence of Silence of the Lambs is the entirety of the joke. Except for the hoses gag, that's actually a spoof moment. But mostly it's just trying to get you to point at the screen because you know this reference. Am I overthinking things? Absolutely, but that's what you pay me for. In truth, hashtag Super Psycho is alright. The Silence of the Lambs stuff still leans into a level of absurdism that I can appreciate. I imagine the secondary iCarly characters were a nice treat for the longtime fans. Villain versus villain is always a fun concept, and it's fairly light on the usual Schneiderverse unpleasantness that comes to claim the conversation as of late. I suppose this is a weird place to jump into this era of Nickelodeon. A sequel episode to a sequel episode from a show that this is a half spin-off from. The only way forward from here is back to the shows that preceded it, iCarly and Victorious. But that's for another video. This was just a sample.